Because quite a few of you in the comments and people writing to me on Instagram and Twitter and stuff are asking why I haven't reacted to Chris Rock's Netflix special, in which he mentioned two people who have featured somewhat on my channel. Will Smith and Meghan Markle. I've made a few videos about her as well. And the fact is, I have been putting it off because, well, there's two reasons really. First of all, there is just the difficulty of reacting to somebody else making a joke about something. Just like, how do I add to that? Hi guys, did you see over the weekend a talented, internationally famous stand-up comedian made a joke about Will Smith?
Everybody called him a bitch and called his wife a predator. Everybody called him a bitch.
That was funny, wasn't it? And the second reason I hesitate to make this video is because the other thing he spoke about, Meghan Markle, the bit he did about Meghan Markle, just, and I hate to say it because I do like Chris Rock. You know, he seems like a, you know, hard-working, talented guy. It just felt a bit hacky. Now, give me a second here, hear me out, right? I know what you're all thinking. I'm incredibly self-aware. I know what you're all thinking. Who's this nobody, loser YouTuber calling Chris Rock a hack? Well, I'm not calling Chris Rock a hack. I'm just saying his bit about Meghan Markle was a bit hacky. Anyway, let's start with the positive. I think his bit about Will Smith was really good. His response was perfect because he basically said all of the harsh shit that he didn't say at the Oscars. The Oscars, he just made a joke about Willow being bald and looking like G.I. Jane, right? And then got slapped in the face. So he rightly diagnoses everything that went on there. Will Smith is a total bitch for having slapped a man who could not fight back. First of all, for the situation they're in. And second of all, well, it's Chris Rock, who's like 5'9". He's like 6'3", about 100 pounds heavier than him, probably. 50 pounds heavier than him, whatever. He's absolutely right. Will Smith was a total bitch, and he was taking out all of his frustrations on Chris Rock because he knew the whole world was laughing at him. You know, the whole world was sort of looking at him and going, why are you still with a woman who's been, you know, having it away with your son's friend in your house? Like, nobody understood that. And he rightly went after him for that. He said, all right, let's see why you're really angry, yeah?
And then his wife was her son's friend, okay?
Because your wife humiliated you by sleeping with one of your son's friends and then made you talk about it on Red Table Talk on a Facebook live show in front of the whole world, right?
And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, you know, I think from there, you know, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement.
I think you need to say clearly what happened.
And I got into an entanglement with August. That's what I said.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship?
Yes, it was a relationship. Absolutely.
She made an absolute idiot of you, right? And he's got that all really well done, and it's actually quite a funny bit. You know, he calls him a bitch several times. He gets it all right, okay? Here's the problem with the Meghan Markle bit. The Meghan Markle bit, it felt like he's just doing it because Meghan Markle's in the news. And as I said, I'm extremely self-aware, okay? I know that for the last few months, I have been talking a lot about Meghan Markle, right? Because that's what is current, okay? I also happen to find it very interesting, very funny more than anything else, the whole Harry and Meghan thing. But I'm not Chris Rock, right? I expect better from a world-renowned, decades-established, auditorium-filling comedian like Chris Rock. He basically just said something that I found very hacky. He said that she married into the royal family and then was surprised that they were racist. And then he made some comparison to, it's like marrying into the Budweiser family and going, damn, they drink a lot. That felt very hacky. It's like, I didn't feel like he prepared that bit very well at all. And also, I don't mean, it didn't offend me. It's just that lazy assumption that the royal family are racist, and then he said something again that I found a bit hacky. They invented colonialism. And it's like, well, all right. I mean, whatever. It's been said before. It's just not, I just didn't find it funny. I'm sorry. I know Chris Rock is bigger and better than me. I understand that. And me critiquing him makes me feel stupid. But I didn't find it funny. It just felt a bit hacky. And it felt like he was talking about Meghan, because Meghan's the current thing that everyone's laughing at. South Park did it. Well, I'll just sort of shove that into my special there. I don't know. I didn't find it that funny. And then he went on to criticise her a little bit. It really didn't go very hard on her. He just said some of the stuff that she suffered while in the royal family was not racism. I think you could go harder on that, as I have, and a lot of other people have. Over the last few months, we've noticed that none of the stuff that she suffered was racism. But he did mention the one thing, the one incident that she has been able to, and Harry has been able to mention over the last few years, and that was the fact that somebody who remains unnamed in the royal family questioned how brown the baby was going to be. And he quite rightly said that that is not racist, and that black families would ask the same question. And of course, he's absolutely correct, right? But I don't know, it just feels like something we've been over, right? I would have expected him to say something funnier. His bit about Will Smith, great. You've got my approval there, Chris Rock, world-renowned, world-famous, multi-millionaire, successful, obviously successful after all those other things I said, comedian, beloved, all over the world, comedian, Chris Rock. You got that bit right, okay? But yeah, I thought the Meghan, I just didn't comment on it because I didn't want to say this. It's like, what can I do? I can either put Chris Rock, his clip, in my video and go, look at that, that was funny, or I can give my real opinion and just say it wasn't that funny. So yeah. Then the other part of the special that some people picked up on was the fact that he went after wokeness and woke ideology. And again, it was all right. It was kind of funny-ish, but again, it just felt like stuff that's already been said.
Now if somebody wants your job, they just wait for you to say some dumb shit. Yeah. Try to get you with one of them woke traps. Say, hey, we going to a gay wedding tomorrow. How do you feel about that? Oh, it's good, it's good.
Comes a point in comedy. Oh, there's me fucking defining the zeitgeist again like I always do, right? You know, I'm part of the counterculture, aren't I? I'm so edgy. Anyway, there comes a point in comedy when it's no longer edgy to say something. So to call out wokeness is good. It's just not necessarily as funny as it was 2 or 3 years ago. Because to say that people can get cancelled for saying the wrong thing or they can lose their job, we know that. That might be the job for Matt Walsh on the Daily Wire, right?
And yet, even in that limbo state, you will still be a man. Just not one that any of us can respect.
Chris Rock, if you're going to talk about it, you're 5 years too late, so it better be bloody funny, right? Oh, God, I know I sound like a dick, but that's just the way. It's like, just give me something original, right? I thought it was funnier, even though I don't agree with anything. I don't think that Stuart Lee is one of my favourite comedians, and I think we would probably hate each other in real life, right? I'm pretty sure he wouldn't want to speak to a person like me, because politically we wouldn't agree on anything, I don't think. And I think I'd get on better with someone like Chris Rock. But the point is, I found Stuart Lee's bit that he did in a recent special about how American comedians and British comedians, like Ricky Gervais, going up on stage and, quote-unquote, saying the unsayable was ridiculous.
To me, That's what all the Netflix stand-up specials are now. American stand-ups saying they can't say things that they're then saying.
Because Netflix were paying them millions and millions of dollars to say it. So I understand that what Chris Rock is saying is factually correct in some circumstances. It is ridiculous, the PC nonsense that you have to be careful what you say nowadays and what you tweet and all that. I get it, but I'm watching a comedy special. I want to laugh. I don't want to be told, yeah, the world we are living in is, rubbish and we should do something about it. That's just not comedy. I thought it was, to me, it was funnier watching Stuart Lee go up there saying the unsayable bit with the microphone going.
Ricky Gervais in his stand-up, he says the unsayable, apparently. Except he doesn't, does he? He says the sayable. By definition. We all do. If he was really saying the unsayable, Ricky Gervais, he'd be coming out near the Hollywood Bowl or something and spending 47 minutes trying to say things that literally couldn't be said. He'd be coming out and he'd be going,
that was funnier to me than Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle has another great example. His last special on Netflix. I love Dave Chappelle. He's one of the few stand-up comedians that have made me laugh out loud. Like, a lot. And his last special was just all about, I don't know, it was like it was just a weird mix of him trying to appease the woke mob, whilst at the same time expressing how his thoughts and jokes about, I don't know, trans people or whatever are legitimate. And I was like, yeah, I agree with you. But I'm not laughing. You know what is funny though? A nobody YouTuber talking about successful comedians and how their jokes just don't work, for about 13 minutes. That's comedy gold. And if you agree, like, share and subscribe, and you can watch more whatever this is. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.